Good evening, crypto people. How are you guys all doing tonight? And the reason why I started out like that is because it's hot. It's damn hot. Holy cow. Chicago area up to 100 heat index, and tomorrow it's going to be like 110 to 115. And when that happens, the air conditioning does not keep up. It hit 79 degrees in the house today, just constantly running. So yeah, heating the basement with running the heat through it. Yeah, gets a little warm. I have a very patient wife, thank God. Anyway, let's see who is here tonight. So we have Son of a Rabbit, who is first, and Vinny Del Greco, a close second. Second place. Appreciate you guys all being here. Second TL, Frogman, Travelers Travels, Burn, DDA 4X Fan Bruce. That's a mouthful. Carl Cote, Lester Dog C57, Dakota Miner, Canadian Miner. Hit a BCH block this morning. That's awesome. Congrats. Crypto Craig, he's counting. He was 8th. Still top 10. Nothing to be ashamed of. Dom G. Sorry. Yeah, I suppose that my logo on a 65-inch TV might be a little terrifying. Steven Cicero, Nick the Best, Toxic Miner, Automatic Beats, 4J, MH, Concerned Consumer, Black Hat Team, Rude Puts, Tech Bandit, Golden Wolf, Rizzo 529, Triple Nickel Technologies, Integra Guy 04, Bacon Eggs and Hash, Will, Crypto MB, going down, Zed. I don't think I've seen you, Zed, so welcome. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Who else? Mining Meister. And I'm getting near I am at the end. All for you miners makes it just under the wire. So appreciate you guys all being here. Got a bunch of things to talk about tonight. But we'll start out with a few things just because talk a little bit about my home farm and then we'll come back to it. But yeah, we've got about, shoot, how much is it in the basement? I wish I got to figure out how to get it up on my computer, but I always look at it on my phone. So I've got my 124090s plus 2 other computers that are like 5,700 watts. And then, let's see, another 800. Let's see, 800. So that would be about 6,500 watts. 7,000. About 7,300 watts going in the basement. So yeah, it's a little heater down there. And I have it open to the outside so that the wind blows right, well, it doesn't blow right through it, but I've got a window fan blowing out. So it sucks in the hot air, but it sucks out the hotter air. So yeah, so like right now, take me a little second to, it always takes a while to get this to actually show, but I have a Govee home temperature gauge in the basement that does keep track of the temp. Last time I updated it was about 2:30 last night when it was like over 90 degrees in the basement. I'm sure right now it is probably, well, it's come down actually. It hit, where did it hit a high of? Hit a high of 96.22 degrees today. And right now it is at just under 96 degrees. It's at 95.79. So yeah, it's been, and it's probably going to get some heat soak down there. So probably will be even higher tomorrow because it'll start out higher. It's only supposed to get down to 77 degrees tonight. That's it. That's extremely unusual. If we look at just last week, it was in the upper 40s, low 50s at night, which was awesome. Can't wait to get back to that. Hopefully this is the one like last hurrah of a huge heat like this, because this will be the hottest temps we've seen all year in August, not June, not July, but August. The worst part is it screws up your efficiency on your solar panels. The hotter it is outside, the less efficient your solar panels are. So that kind of stinks. So I only got, I think, just under 30 kilowatts today, even though it was sunny. Yeah, I got 29.4 kilowatt hours today. So not horrible, but you know, I'm doing a little over 7 kilowatts. So that's only good for about 4 hours of mining. So yeah. Anyway, all right. I see some people tagging me already. Son of a rabbit, you're cool. Your rigs with 100F hot air. Yes, because it's not about, I'm not going to air condition it. Okay. Because I'll fall behind. It will not. I need the airflow. So yes, if it is, I mean, think about how hot a GPU is. GPU is going to be up between 70 and 80 degrees Celsius. So it's going to constantly be spewing hotter air into the air than even the 90 plus degree, even up to 100 degree air that you have coming in from the outside. Now, the other part of it is that I'm sucking in air from the outside, but it does somewhat get pre-cooled because it's pulling it in through a window well, which is going to naturally cool it as it comes in. So it's, you know, it's probably like 80 degree air or not 80 degree, but more like high 80 degree temps coming in. And then we have curtains up to keep that side of the basement in that side of the basement. But of course, we do have some insulation between the basement and the upstairs, but it doesn't cover that whole section. So you're going to get heat soak from the basement into the first floor. So hence the reason why it gets kind of warm. Let's see. Gaming Smoky Dan said, yeah, that's great and all with power being used, but which fuse in the which fuse is the microwave on? Yeah, I have not done that yet. So you have to understand, it's a two-person job. Two-person job. I don't move as fast as I used to, so it's not like I can turn the microwave on for 5 minutes, which I really don't want to do. I would rather have somebody turn it on upstairs while I'm, testing each one, and then go from there. But no, I still have not figured that out. I was thinking about maybe we would do that on Sunday, but we didn't because Sunflower Mama needed a break. Definitely needed a break. So yeah. Let's see. Crypto Crag, have you had any issues with HVAC condensation sweating in the ducts? I don't think so. How would I know? I mean, I suppose I could, go in, put my hand down a duct or something, but no, I don't think so. If I had sweating in the ducts, I would know it because I'd have mold. And my allergies aren't, I have allergies, but they're not any worse now than they were, whatever years ago. In fact, I think they're a little bit better than they used to be. Travels. I need to make max voltage a flannel KS0. That'd be pretty funny. And actually, considering how much they're actually making, they're pretty much doorstops at this point. Which I'll talk a little bit about tonight. That's funny. Let's see. Due to heat. Well, I know due to heat, but it's more due to. So maybe I do, because obviously my air conditioning, when the heat index goes up that high, there's a lot of moisture in the air. So yeah, the air conditioner is not going to be able to keep up with that humidity. So therefore it's, I'd even look to see, let me see, what is my humidity right now in the house? 61%. And we're at 76 degrees. So yeah. Yeah, actually just, I think just east of Iowa City, Iowa, the, why cannot think of the word? The temp at which you have 100% humidity was 81 degrees. That's insane. That's really uncomfortable. So yeah, I think ours is like in the 70s at least. Not that bad. Let's see what else you guys are commenting on. Steven says, Klein makes a tool for that, makes it a one-person job. Well, not really, because somebody's got to turn the microwave on. And I'd rather have somebody turn the microwave on and then have me figure it out. But yeah, I do know. Actually, I met up with Goat on Saturday and we were talking about it. He's like, I got a tool. I should have just given you the tool to use. And Sunflower Mama is actually probably going to be heading up that direction. She could have just dropped it off. Maybe since she goes up there usually a couple times a month, goes up to Racine. Maybe he may be able to lend it to me. I don't know if he's here, but anyway, that's a good thought. I know he's got one. Crypto Craig, you would know it would be dripping like rain. Oh, no, it's not dripping like rain. So no, I do not have that problem. Definitely not dripping like rain. And so if you do want me to read your comment, please tag me. It makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, I'm assuming you guys are talking back and forth and I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So I'm really only reading the ones you guys tag me in. Son of Roach, high humidity helps with cooling by Panda's experience. Yeah, I suppose. It does, if you have dry air and it's super, super hot, there's this, the air stores more heat energy if it has humidity, as I understand it. So I guess under that thought, yes. But if it already has that much energy coming in, because it's already humid coming in from the outside, I'm not sure. In his case, he's adding humidity to an existing temperature, which brings the temperature down. I'm bringing in 95-degree high humidity air into the basement. So that humidity is doing nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Nada. Rizzo says, we are getting your heat. Oh, getting your heat tomorrow. Got it. 2 hours east of you. Turn off your rigs. No, I can't turn off my rigs. Got to be 100% reliable, man. Got to be 100% reliable. Actually, what are my GPU temps right now? Definitely need to turn up the fans on the Octo server, but the 8 rig, the worst temp is currently 75 degrees C, which is fine. That's no big deal. The other one though, in fact, heck, I can do this while I am on here. I can show you what I can do through my Octo server through the IPMI. Basically, IPMI gives you like base level. You could actually make BIOS changes through the IPMI Ethernet connection. So hang on a second. Let me get into this first. Yes, advanced. Yes, proceed. And actually, something strange happened today. I thought I had lost, like my router wasn't working right, I thought, and I couldn't get into my Proxmox server. So what I do is I remote into my home computer. And when I tried to access the Flux Core server, the Flux Core VM actually, as well as the Proxmox itself, I could not get into it. Now I did see that my Neoxa node was running and my Flux node was running. I could get into those, but those other ones I couldn't. So I was thinking it was the router messing up. So I rebooted the router, had the same problem. It ended up being my computer. I had to reboot my computer. It was pretty strange. It's pretty strange. All right. I just forgot what oh, there we go. Let me, I guess I changed that. There we go. And I'm probably going to get a complaint from Sunflower Mama because she's going to hear the fan spin up. So let me share my screen. There we go. So this is the web interface to the IPMI connection. So what I want to go into is I want to go into settings, go to fan settings, go to fan mode, and then in this case, I want to save manual mode and change all the fans. And then this one, the fan control mode, which I will save fan control, it will tell them which ones are in manual mode and which ones are in default. These are the ones that have the hot GPUs. So it's basically just two fans on the back side and 2 fans on the front side. So those are the ones that I'm going to spin up. I'm going to spin these up to 2, 3. Well, I usually just change them all just because it's easier. And I love having IPMI access. I don't currently have it on my other one just because I didn't connect it. But once I started doing it on this one, I love it. And then I just want to save that so it's only puts these in manual mode. And they should be spinning up. And we will see what the temps look like. Right now, like I said, they're at 77 on that one, on the Octo server. They're pretty close together, so that makes sense that that the top temps on that one would be 77 degrees Celsius. All right, let's see what else you guys are talking about. So Gaming Smoking Dan said, just set up a space to draw heat to and rent it out as a dry sauna. Help pay off them 4090s quicker or buy more. Yeah, I suppose. Frogman says, can't is shared same IP of one of the NIC cards. I'm not sure what you're asking there. If you're asking me, can it share a Ethernet connection for the IP mine? No, it needs its, as far as I understand it, it needs its own IP address, so therefore it needs its own connection. So, so yeah, I've got, well, you can actually see it on the screen. So mine's at 60.75, and that's where I can get it. So I can actually change my BIOS settings on here as well, which is pretty cool. So let's just do a quick refresh to see how much it changed it. Nothing yet, or at least nothing I can see there. Let me go into command and I'll bring up NVTop. Give me a sec while I bring this up. I'm pretty sure I know what this one is. .60.7. That is not the right one. Okay. I thought for sure that was the one. Oh, I know which one that is. Okay. No, I did the wrong one. All right, give me a second while I figure out. That was the other thing I couldn't get access to. I couldn't get access to my router, which was making me crazy as well. All right, let me go to my clients and see if I can remember which one was which. I know it's port 12, I think. Yeah, port 12. Yep, sorry, wrong address. Come on. Oh, I see. I gotta exit. There we go. Now do that. And what did I say? 137. 137. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see what it goes to. So right now we have top temp. I went down to 76, then down to 75. So it takes a little bit, obviously, to bring down the temp a bit. Plus the temps are dropping in the house. We were, like, so we were up at 79. Last time I checked, we were at like 77 in the house. So it was at least starting to come down. It's dark out, so we should definitely see some cool down. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. Excuse me one second. I have to remove my webcam. Okay, there we go. It was driving me crazy because I couldn't see part of the screen. So that way I could do that. And I have jacked these up to 90. So I might do that temporarily to at least get the temps down to 75, maybe a little bit lower heading into the evening, then put them back to 80. But we'll see. See where it gets down to just being at 80. 90 is screaming. I mean, it is like an ASIC. It's like multiple ASICs, actually. Those fans, when they spin up that fast, are loud. Very loud. Yes, sudo reboot makes it go faster. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back on topics that I had for tonight. But anyway, this is just some of the things I do when I get home from work. I check things out. Tonight I was pretty tired, so I took a nap. Did not sleep well last night at all. But feeling good now. And all right. Well, let's talk about what has been talked about by everybody, all the YouTubers, and that is the reduction in the, thanks for keeping me honest, Gaming with Smokey Dan. Let's talk about what everybody's been talking about, the reduction in price of the Ice River. So you got the KS5L, and here, let me go back. The KS5L, the KS5M, and the KS0 Ultra is only $129. That's, well, it seems crazy, except I decided, okay, well, let's look at what to mine. And let's see what we have. So this one is for a KS5L. So a KS5L is currently making, if you mine 2 nice hash, is making an average over 24 hours of about $9. $9. Now, we all know that it will not stay at $9, especially with this price reduction. People are going to buy more. Hash rate's going to go up. The rewards are going to continue to go down every single month. So what I like to do is I like to cut that in half and then base it upon that. So let's say 450. Let's just say 450 for the KS5L. So if we take, where's my calc? There it is. And I just did it. So if you take the cost, 2,000 divided by $4.50, and that's assuming it will last that long. It's 444 days to break even. Now, here's the biggest thing that bugs me about buying, because you guys all know I am not recommending anybody buy these, even at this price. Even at this price, I don't recommend it. Is because once it reaches a point of nothing. Now, again, that price, basically, that was based on 10 cents a kilowatt hour. If you can find someplace cheaper, obviously it's going to change things, but I think that that's a pretty average. It's a good price. Not, it's some people at home can get that, while some people can get a little bit better. So it's kind of a happy medium. That's why I use that 10 cents. But once this thing gets to the point where it's not making money, it's a doorstop. You can't sell it, or you're going to sell it for almost nothing. I mean, I think KS zeros, what are they selling for? $25 at this point, the originals, if that. So this is why, while this seems like a great thing, you're still probably not going to make your money back. And I don't know about you, but when I buy hardware, I want to know that I'm going to come out ahead at some point, not just that I'm going to break even, because that's a hobby. That's not a business. That's a hobby if you're just happy breaking even. So that's where I'm at. So let's actually take a look at the, where is it? The KS0 Ultra. I think it's making about 33 cents right now. Where is it? I guess I could have just done a search. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, this is why I'm having trouble finding it. That's why. That's KS3. KS0 Ultra making 33 cents. If you just want to look at the gross, say you have free power, it would still be only making 57 cents. What's even crazier, the KS3M at 10 cents a kilowatt hour makes just 2 cents more than the KS0 Ultra because of efficiency. That's from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. And do you honestly think that there's any end in sight? Do you think they're going to keep coming out with these, ASICs every 6 months? Yeah, I think they probably will until they stop selling them. And even if they do slow down in selling them, they will just make fewer units. They just won't make as many units. They'll still make money on them. They make boatloads of money on these things. And they're very, other than the chip itself, they're very basic. There's not a lot to them. It's just basically rinse and repeat with the design. So, I mean, you could say that, okay, Ice River with their KS0 series, yeah, they did a new design with that. That was pretty cool. That was definitely cool. There was definitely some R&D that went into that design where the case was the heatsink. That was cool. But the other ones, it's rinse and repeat. There's a standard design for ASICs. So, all right, let's see. So GOAT. Hang on a second. So Mining King says that's 2-month pre-order. Oh, so you're not even going to get it for 2 months? Oh my God. That makes it even crazier. Go. What if max voltage they are selling so cheap because they are folding up and closing their doors? I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I mean, you look at the break-even point on these things, they're still not great. So in order to sell them, I'm sure they've seen a decrease in units going out the door. And so that's why they changed their price. Because people, it's crazy to be buying these things at the price they were. It's crazy to buy them at the reduced price. So, but by reducing it as far as they did, I'm sure they'll be getting some more people in line to buy more. They'll be able to keep that manufacturing going as a result. So, all right. Let me see who else commented. Rizzo529 says, buy the coin for the same price and your return is way better. Absolutely. I know Pandalite never says buy the coin, but he says buy the coin on this one. And I've been saying buy the coin for a long time. Since last November, I have been saying do not buy these miners. They will not break even. I know that some people have broken even because of, but see, they're taking into account the increase in the price of the coin. Well, you need to compare the two. What happens if you bought it and you got the increase in the price of the coin, or you spent the money on the miner and then you got to take advantage of that increase in the price of the coin with your miner? I think you're going to find that still buying the coin was the right way to go. Typically with other ASICs, they don't turn into doorstops right away. There's a much slower reduction in the value of ASICs because of the halving schedules are, 4 years for the most part. Some are shorter, obviously, but for the most part, they're on the average right around 4 years. All right. So that is enough on that subject, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about on that one. And I'm going to go back to, Goat says, remember, Max, you can always sell kidneys to buy ASICs, even if they aren't your kidneys. That mean instant ROI. True. But, you can only go to that well once. Well, unless you're really sick and you take both kidneys, but that would just be wrong. Vinny says, KRC20 and Kaspa kill will save us. Fees. That is the variable out there. If you look back on Ethereum mining back in 2020, I was not mining Ethereum much. I was mining Zcoin, which is now Firo. That's what the most profitable coin was most of the time. And so I was mining that, but then obviously Ethereum started getting more congested. Those fees started cranking up and we made boatloads on those fees. But that's because Ethereum had adoption. The question is how quickly will, and I mean consistent adoption, how quickly will Kaspa get consistent adoption? It's the question. And that's the bottom line is the Kaspa will go up in value when there's adoption. That's like the biggest thing right now that you hear from people about, well, need some adoption. Right now it's a good story, all that kind of stuff. People are hyped on it, but you need adoption. And there are some things out there that I think I might even have something in a story. I think I have something on one of my tabs that I'm going to go through tonight. But we'll go through that a little bit later. But so there are some things on the horizon that could drive those fees. So you're right. That is what you have to hope for in order to think you're going to make some money. And if you're thinking that, then shoot, go out and buy, $25 KS zeros. Because if it turns into anything like Ethereum, I mean, the block reward was nothing. Block reward was like 3 something, I think. Or was it 2 something? But once you added in the fees, I mean, shoot, there were blocks that were over 60 Ethereum. In fact, there were some that were over 100. Now that wasn't regular, but there were clearly times when the the fees were easily 5 times what the block reward was consistently for a period of time. I mean, all you got to do is go back and look, and you'll see where the total rewards were. I know that stuff still exists, but anyway. Gamer Spuggy Dan said should be tab number 25, 4th row down for that page you're after. No, see, I've got one window up that I just did for this stream, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 tabs on that window just for this stream. So we're good. I don't even have tab 25. So I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I do not know what you're talking about, what this tab 25 actually is. There we go. Yes, I was waiting. Oh, and he has the counter tonight. God, I'm only on number 6. Man, I got to shape up. I've only said that word 6 times. That's kind of amazing. I'm a half hour in the stream and I've only said it 6 times. Goat says, I don't know if you know this, Retro Mike, but I'm kind of a big deal. Okay. So this is why I don't generally read comments, because you end up reading like the comment in the middle and you don't know exactly what it was in reference to. And I'm not going back to look through the chat to find out what the reference to that was. So, okay, let's see. What is next? Oh, I know one thing I wanted to show you was this is my power prices today. Not good, but I mean, this is expected. So yeah, 2 p.m. I was at 18 cents. Typically I'm at around 3. That's what it's typically 3 to 4. Basically on average, it's usually around 3. But 18.7 cents, 27.8 cents at 4 p.m. That's where our peak is always. The next hour was 14. The next hour after that was 22.8, then 21. And now we're starting heading to 10 p.m. that we're starting to come down. So you got 9.1, and that one's predicting 5.3. But I can look at the 5-minute prices and see where we're at. Yeah, it'll be below that 5.3. So yeah, it'll probably be just below 4 cents if this holds true. Still got a ways to go, obviously, for the hour. But yeah. So for the month of August, there's a chance I might not save money versus the standard rate, since I'm on variable rate, but easily way make up for that the rest of the year. Fall and spring are killer, absolutely killer, because while they do adjust the demand so that they won't produce as much power, still at night, they've got so much power. Nobody's using anything because nobody's got a heater on. Nobody's got an air conditioner on. And during the day, generally people will turn on their air conditioners and such because it'll heat up. So, you have a difference between 50 degrees at night and 75 degrees during the day. People will turn their air conditioners on, especially businesses will turn their air conditioners on at that point. So nighttime, when you'll get negative, where they're basically paying me, not really, the supply side is negative. So I'll actually pay less than the distribution rate because of being subsidized on the supply side. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take. But if you live in Illinois, this is a killer deal, especially if you're in the Ameren area that didn't do the nuclear power subsidy that we're doing in Northern Illinois. Right now, we're having to pay extra for that. But reason why, cleaner power, but nuclear power is not cheap. It does cost more. So we pay the price on that. All right. Well, I just wanted to show you that. I hadn't shown you guys that in a long time. I don't know what I had here. Oh, okay. This is one of the things I was going to talk about. So I thought this was interesting. I happened to come across this when I was looking at CoinMarketCap. And this was from today. Next cryptocurrency to explode Monday, August 26th. You have Tron, Zodex, Floki, and Flux. So let's go down and say Tron because of memes, meme coins. So Solana has its Pump Fun app, I guess, of making it easy to create meme coins. Well, now Tron has Sun Pump, which allows their users to create meme coins as well. Just what we need. More meme coins. Ooh, more meme coins. No thanks. But it is interesting where they talk about meme coins. They call them meme coins, but if you talk to anybody that's in a meme coin, they talk about them having more of a community. And that's why they're fun. They're for entertainment, but people don't do them for entertainment. They do them to hopefully make money, and people lose their asses trying to chase what's the going to be the next big meme coin. But anyway, that's why Tron is up there, because it is helping to create more meme coins. Zodex this is the one. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Zodex is an advanced omni-chain decentralized exchange DEX for spot and perpetual futures trading. It connects with multiple networks, making it easier for traders and liquidity providers across various major chains. Zodex is also working on launching the first DEX for spot trading on Kaspa and Kasplex for KRC20 tokens. That's the type of adoption that Kaspa needs. So it's good that they're working on it. That's a very, very good sign. But it needs to happen. So we shall see. Let's see. Yeah, it's just talking about price and such. Then you have Shiba Shootout. This is where they're talking about memes and community. Shiba Shootout is bringing excitement back to the meme coin space. The project creates a digital community called Shiba Gulch, where Shiba Inu fans and meme enthusiasts can gather. Community. Shiba Gulch will be a hub for sharing and competing in meme-offs, aiming to bring fun back to meme coins. People aren't in it for fun. People are in it to make money. Anyway. All right. Next. Floki is a meme cryptocurrency. Next. And then the last one is Flux. Just basically talking more about the price action. Flux has gained 15% in value over the last 24 hours, drawing significant attention. This rapid rise has sparked increased investor interest. So that's really what it's talking about there. Obviously, there's things going on with Flux, with Flux Core and Flux AI and Flux Edge. So a lot of things going on. And that's just scratching the surface on everything you can do there. There's just a lot of things you can do on Flux. Okay. So that was what I wanted to talk about there. Let me go back to the top so I can go back to here. So let's see where Bitcoin's at. Bitcoin, ooh, down to 63. I liked it better when it was up at 65. That just made me feel much better. But we'll see. It's still up 4% over the last 7 days. So not horrible. Ethereum, this just warms the cockles of my heart that it's only up 1%. And it's down today and down in the last 24 hours, 2.41%. Yes. Sorry, I do root against Ethereum. Let's see. Solana up 8%. So that's doing well. Up at 158. It was up over 160. And let's see. Tron, look at that. That's what we were just talking about. That's up almost 14% over the last 7 days. This is what we will be talking about, Toncoin or Telegram. Not good. CEO was arrested. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Cardano up 8%. Avalanche, definitely one of my holdings, up 21%. That makes me happy. Chainlink up 14%. Again, small holding, but makes me very happy. Polkadot, not so much. Come on, Polkadot. Get it in gear. Let's see. And then I know this makes, does this make DJ happy? Makes him so happy. Litecoin is down 5%, 5.5% over the last week, and Kaspa's up 2%. And it's right behind it. It's like not that much difference. Oh, there it is. 4.7 versus 4.1. Only 600 million difference. So you're talking about a change of about 15% or so is all they need. Wait a minute, am I doing that wrong? So 4 million would be, oh no, that's way less than that. 40 million would be 1%. And this is like, yeah, it would be 1%. Oh, okay, so that would be, yeah, this is like 600 million. So 400 million would be 10%. Yeah, that's I had it right. About 15%. Okay. I thought I was wrong, but I wasn't. So, all right. And this was another one I thought was pretty interesting. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. Who's heard of that? Okay. More importantly, who's heard of Fetch? This is Fetch, but it also now includes Ocean, as well as some other one I'd never heard of. But so this one's up almost 50% in the last week. So that is an impressive gain. Wish I had kept better track of this one. I'd been hearing rumblings that it had some promise, but I didn't look into it. And now I saw that July 1st was when basically all of these merged, all those 3 coins merged into Fetch. So there's just a lot more behind one coin as opposed to 3 different coins that were working together. So pretty cool. All right, let me go back up to the top and hit watch lists. So as I mentioned, all these we kind of went over. Let's start heading down. I have not looked to see what Neox is doing. I have looked to see what Flux is doing. That's been doing fairly well. But my Filecoin is up 8.75%. That's cool. Render. I don't have any of it, but Render's up 36%. That is pretty nice. BitTensor up 14%. So we're starting to see AI coins make a comeback. Wait, Matic was doing well too. Yeah, Matic's up 16%. So that was nice to see. That's another one of my holdings. Again, I don't hold a lot of each of these, but I am diversified. Let's see. What else do I hold? Jupiter I hold, so that's good to see that it's up 13%. Would like to see this back at $1. That would definitely make me feel better. Helium is up almost 16% today, but in the last 7 days, it's down 5%. So that's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Algorand up 8.8%. That's nice. Again, small holding. Kosh up 17. You can just basically see the commonality of anything that is AI related seems to be doing well. I don't think I have Chlor on this, but I'll bring it up to see where we're at. Flux is in the top 200. It's up 6.3% over the last week, almost 8% today. So we're up at 65 cents. That's nice. And then you have Honey for HiveMapper, which is up 7% over the last week. Lithium up 23% over the last week. Yeah, that needs to pump because otherwise they're not going to be able to sell their ASICs. So I'm sure there's some market manipulation there. Dynex up 13% over the last week. Demo up 7% last week. Nex is still not doing much of anything. I know some people have said they think Nex is going to be the next one that goes to ASIC. So some people have thought about starting to accumulate that possibly. I don't know. This seems to be in my opinion, a big nothing burger. But we'll see. And Radiant, not a huge surprise. Kind of still doing nothing. Nada. Wow. Pyron took a crap. I haven't mined it in a while and I don't hold any of it, but yeah, it's down 27%. Ocean Protocol. So you're going to see some of these still in here. Like Ocean Protocol is still here, even though it should be merged into Fetch. So people who own these other 2 coins, they if you were in an exchange, it auto converted. You didn't have a choice. If you have it in a hardware wallet, for instance, then you have to actually do something to transfer into Fetch. You will not be able to. This is what's weird. Are they still buying and selling Ocean? How do you do that? I thought the exchanges were supposed to auto convert it. I don't know. I don't know about that. But anyway, this is supposed to be into Fetch. Neoxa down 5.32%. So that's not good. Not good at all. But it is super cheap to run a node at this point. And it does make 36% of Neoxa. And if it held its value, you'd make 36% in dollars. But the question is, will it recover? And then Raptorium was a nice little surprise, up 14%. So that's kind of the ones I wanted to hit. Anybody else have any other coins that you guys want me to look at? In the meantime, I'm going to go back over comments. Amplifier Gaming. Hi, how are you as well? Hope you are doing well. Geekball Trade says, just bought 500 Tron Max. If it goes down, I'm blaming you. Hey, do your own research. Do your own research. I am not a financial recommender. So, yeah, do not do anything based upon what I say. So what's this we shit? We means you pay the price on that. I don't even remember what I was saying we about. So we okay, now let me head back down as I caught back up. Retro Mike says, do you think Flux's rise has been more related to Ondo and that they named their lending platform as Flux Finance and people are just thinking Flux is the same? It's possible. I also think it's partially going up as a result of AI compute, those types of things being more favorable right now. Those have been going up. So I think it's kind of getting a boost of, rising tides. That's what I was thinking. Plus they have, again, it doesn't have heavy trading volume. So it doesn't take that many people to decide, oh, this Flux AI thing is really cool. Or this is really cool. They discover something about Flux that they think is cool that now they're going to start buying into the ecosystem. So obviously the thing now is they had they still have it going on, although it doesn't appear there's any new renters because I'll go into that in a second. But they had the folding at home competition, or not competition, but folding at home promotion. Go onto their platform, folding at home, and then they will draw names to see who wins Flux from all the people that did folding at home. And then obviously now you have Flux AI. So I'd be curious to see what other types of promotions they will continue to do, because obviously the success of Flux Edge depends on having enough GPUs. So it's the chicken or the egg. You can't have the jobs and not have the GPUs. So you got to attract the GPUs, but if they go unrented for too long, people will start to leave. So I know that's what they're trying to do, and that makes sense. They're trying to, incentivize people to rent. But again, you get a certain number, you get towards the end of a promotion, and there's no new people coming on. I think that's where we're at right now. So for me, I needed to reload, basically create a new VM, because I had a few issues. I had over provisioned my hard drive that I know I talked about last week. So that totally crashed for a fairly long period of time, probably a couple hours. And then I had a few very, very short internet blips. We're talking a minute or less. So it was 60 seconds off, 30 seconds back on, 30 seconds off, and then consistent back on. So that being down 90 seconds out of a 120 second period of time, was enough to knock off that lease, which was unfortunate. And since that lease, I hadn't been getting anything. So I talked to Jeffkey, and Jeffkey's like, yeah, create a new machine ID. And so that's what I did. But unfortunately, it's been on consistently, has not crashed or anything. But it's still, last time I checked, it was still unrented. So I've been on for 2 days, 22 hours and 24 minutes, and still no rentals. It's a 3090, not a 4090. It's a 3090. So obviously, if it's a 4090, it might be a different story. But right now, my 4090s are rented on Vast consistently. Anyway, I know somebody else has their 4090s on Vast, and he's renting his stuff out now at much higher rate than me. So I'm going to have to really rethink the pricing that I have. Although I think one of my leases goes until October, and then I have 2 other leases, the Octa server and the 3090 verified that I've got. Those go into like the middle of September. But last week I grossed $500 from my Vast rigs. So I was pretty happy with that. My goal has been to eventually net $2,000 a month, which helps balance the bills basically of the house. Especially considering some things going on right now. Sunflower Mama has some things that she has going on that doesn't enable her to substitute teach as much as she normally would be doing at this time of year. So at any rate, definitely helping, that's for sure. All right, let's see. What else did I miss? Second TL, I heard that the AI coins are pumping in anticipation of the NVIDIA quarter results scheduled for the 28th. Oh, interesting. I knew they were pumping. I didn't know why they were pumping. Interesting. And obviously, all of crypto is pumping as a result of, well, here, let me bring it up. Which one was it? No. This one. We talked about this on Saturday Night Live. You know, Powell came out and said, yep, we are now in a rate reduction mode. So now no more rate increases. The question is how much are they going to, the next one, how much are they going to reduce the next one in September? And then how quickly will they continue to reduce? There's obviously 2 different ways they could do this. They could just do like a quarter each month, or they could do a quarter like every quarter, or they could do like a 0.5% rate cut and then wait 2 months. So typically that's kind of the change, is, you know, going a quarter each month every time, as long as there aren't any statistics that look bad, they will continue to do it that way, or try to shock the market, do a quick lowering, especially if they feel like they're behind the 8 ball. I'm starting to think in September, with where we are, the information that's come out, I think they're going to do a half. And right now, I think the percentage on that is like it's like 50-50 basically, is what the consensus is. I think we're going to see a half in September. But we'll see. I'm not convinced totally. I am kind of on the, I don't know, on the knife edge on that. Not sure positively that that's the direction we're going to go. But if I was in Powell's shoes right now with the information we have, yeah, I would be lowering a 0.5%. Need to give businesses the confidence that they are going to be lowering fairly quickly, so that they will get back into investment mode, and therefore will reduce the amount of layoffs that they will have. As I've talked about before, businesses go through cycles. The general growth cycle is, give me more money. Money is cheap. I have things where I can make more money than what my interest payments are. Okay. As interest rates go up, they go, whoa. Yeah. Payback on that investment is longer than I would like. I'm not sure. It takes longer to make decisions. Business doesn't move as fast, or they just say no. And then they focus on increasing the earnings through cost cutting. That's been going on in business. I mean, it always goes on in business, but that's where the focus becomes. And that has been going on for like the last 9 months. So yeah, I've been seeing this coming for a while. Then after that, then it's layoffs. And yeah, I will leave it at that. So yeah, if you just look at your own personal situations, don't be caught off guard. Make sure that you have money set aside. I don't want to like create, panic or anything, but it's worth it that if you have a corporate job, you may think you're safe. Nah, I will just say through history and my employment, you think you're safe, but you may not be. Told the story before. When I worked for Telebs, they sent me on a business trip to Europe the week that they were doing layoffs, and they were going to lay me off. Well, they did lay me off when I got back, but I found out about it the Friday before I got back and went into the office and cleaned out my desk before they could actually lay me off. So I didn't have the walk of shame. And I have VP Rich Satera to thank for that. So I did not have to do that. And the crappy thing about that was Rich Satera told me that, I tried to get you back to your old job so we wouldn't have to lay you off. But your current boss, Jeff Schmitz, wouldn't let you go. And I said, well, how long ago was that? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He couldn't afford to be without me for 2 weeks. That's how much he respected me. I mean, I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a bad way. Like he didn't respect me enough to say, hey, okay, yeah, you need to take this other position. No, I wasn't even given the opportunity. So yeah. And that was 2 weeks before 9/11. So finding a job after that was a little difficult. So really changed the course of my life. And yeah. All right. Enough of that. All right, let's see. What else did I want to cover tonight? We talked about that. This was one thing I wanted to talk about. We were going to talk about this on Saturday Night Live, but we didn't actually get to it. We were at 2 hours, so I just didn't even talk about it. But you guys know I've been putting together a NAS, okay? And this NAS case or home lab server case is pretty dang cool. Let me bring up. This is basically what it looks like. And this is what it looks like open up. So basically you've got all your places to put your drives, just slide them in. And you have a sled that you put it on that you can put it in. And then you have your ITX motherboard over here. And then you have your, I forget what, it's a different kind of power supply. And I'm drawing a blank on what it is. I know it talks about it somewhere in here. Here, let's see. Power supply, FX, Flex ATX. So you have a couple different options, but they have a 4-bay and an 8-bay. But the cool thing about this is it's not just an NAS. It is a small form factor home lab server. So that I think is really cool. I mean, no reason why you couldn't put, a 16 core consumer grade processor in there, 5950X, 7950X, one of the new 9000 series. You could put that in there and it would do just fine. My only concern about this is if you look at it, where's the fans? You have a fan on the cooler, but I haven't seen any fans in the back. And they don't have any shots of the back. This is the only shot of the back that they've got. And this is the vent. That's it. So it makes me a little concerned that with that many hard drives in there, and if you've got a 5950X doing a bunch of workloads, yeah, it could get real toasty in there. So that's my only concern about this, but I like it. I really, really like it. Now the difference is this case and backplane alone are $600. My Meshify 2 that can fit like 12 drives. Now, admittedly, it's a lot bigger than this. But it was only like just over, it was like $110. I got it on sale. Right now, I think it's selling for like $160. That's its normal price, but I got it for $110. And so yeah, if I had to do over again, I'd still do what I did because I can use a full ATX. So I have more options as far as connectivity. If I want to go 10 gig, if I want to actually put a big boy GPU in there. Right now I don't have any GPU in there because I'm not planning on doing Plex or anything. But if I decided to create a VM and create a Flux Core instance, I could do that in the VM. So using Unraid. So it gives me more options, but I just thought that was really cool. It's through 45 drives, which is very well known for its NAS. Basically, they're called 45 drives, but this is their 45 Home Lab store, which is a division of 45 drives. So those people that I'm sure in IT, you've probably heard of 45 drives. Very, like, if you really, really need a big NAS and you want it to be rack mounted, that's the way to go. They ain't cheap, but they're nice. They're really, really nice. Okay. That was one of the things. Let me see what else. Just looking at coin prices this stream. Well, I was looking at coin prices, but not anymore. Let's see what else. Sorry, it jumped on me. Oh, I guess I can increase. You guys want to see my pretty face? Is that what you're saying? Let's see. Retro Mike says Ocean and AGIX, that was the other coin, will all remain and be convertible to ASI for the next 2 years. They created a conversion portal for it. Yeah. I knew that there was a way to do it. I just wasn't sure like how automatic it was. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I'm caught up. I just got to keep going down now. Kaiser said, I'm going to ask you the same question as Panda. Is crypto about the chance to change the currency system, or is all about fiat? Why can't it be about both? Why can't it be about both? It's, I mean, if you think about it, it's another currency. It's just digital. So do we really need to have a British pound? Well, yeah, if you're going to be in Britain, you do. Do we absolutely have to have Bitcoin? No, but there's value to it. There's value to, holding on to your own assets as opposed to relying on a bank or relying on paper money underneath a mattress. So yeah, there's value to it. So I don't think it necessarily has to change the currency system. It just has to be viewed as an asset or a currency depending on what its what its plans are, what it plans to accomplish with that crypto. I mean, you have things like Flux, where it's really just an ends to the means to the end. They are, everything within their ecosystem all works with Flux. So yeah, it's just they're in ecosystem cryptocurrency. That's how everything transacts. Dan said that Alf would be coming to Zelcore. Any thoughts on that? I think if it's coming to Zelcore, hopefully it's coming to SSP. I got to look into that, and I really want to transfer off of Zelcore and go on to SSP. I think it's a little bit more secure. I mean, that's why they made it. So I would definitely like to do that. I have mostly on my Zelcore is just Flux. Everything else is either on Tangem or on Elipal. That's where I have my crypto. I feel very comfortable with that. It's not going to be easy for somebody to take your crypto if that's the way you have it. So the one I am most uneasy about, because it is available online without any, I mean, it does require a number of different passwords to get into it the way I have it set up. But if somebody had a keylogger or something like that, they could get at that. So that does make me a little concerned, certainly more than I would rather have within that type of wallet. I wish Flux would either work with a hardware wallet to be able to, you know, stake the coins. But that's probably a lot of work, and they'd probably have to fund some of it with with whatever wallet they decided that they were going to work with. S Chang. Hey, welcome S Chang. How many 4090s are paid off, and how fast are the rest being paid off with earnings? That is a very good question. It's probably just short of half right now. And I say that because you're asking me how many are paid off. That's because, you know, life. So I'm taking some of the earnings, instead of using that to pay off, I'm using that for life. So I think it's about 5 is how many I pay out. I know I have to pay one off next month, which I'm ready for. This month was paying off the C-Pane risers. Those were not cheap. Not at all. But so yeah, it's not even just about paying off the cards themselves. In like the case of the 8 GPU rig, that costs like over $2,000 in hardware to put that together. So it was definitely not cheap. I mean, shoot, how many was it? So just it's probably over almost 4 actually, because just the power supplies themselves, the 4 power supplies I have powering the GPUs, they were $275 a piece, which is cheap for a Seasonic Prime. I got a deal on those. I was so lucky. Went into Micro Center to buy the last one and saw that it was $275. And I'm like, hey, about 3 others that were within the last 30 days. Do you guys price match, or do I need to come back and return them? They're like, no, we price match. Let me look it up. And they're like, yep, you did. So they refunded the difference. So when I bought that 4th one, it was like practically free. I only had to pay like $50 for it. So $275 for each one of those, plus like another $150 for the one that I use just for the motherboard. So again, you're talking about $1,200 in just the power supplies themselves. So that wasn't cheap. Like the motherboard, memory, CPU was $1,400. The risers were probably almost 1,000 all put together, because I did 2 shipments of it. Or maybe, you know, I take that back. It was like 700. It was 750. So anyway, you can see how it adds up. It's definitely over $3,000 to put that all together, not including the GPUs. So yeah. But all of that is paid off, now. So yeah, it's definitely going to be over. Like I said, if I really was taking all that money and using it to pay off everything, yeah, I would be further along. But I'm still comfortable with it. I probably, if I used all the money to pay it off, I'd probably be like at about 6.5 to 7, to pay off. So something like that. But again, remember, I had like a bunch of them on 2 years. Like, I don't know. I guess I have to go back through it. I know I've got that one to pay off, and I paid off that one. Yeah, I think after I pay off this one that I bought from NVIDIA direct, I think the only ones I have left are, yeah, and then it would only be 5 left after that. So right now I have 6 left to pay off. And actually, sorry, I know I'm rambling here. Actually, the ones I have at Best Buy, you have to make a monthly payment. So you are paying them off. So one of them is almost all paid off. And that means I would be at like 4. No, I guess it's still going to be about 5. But basically, I mean, you think of them as about $2,000 a piece. I'm under 10,000 in balance with that Best Buy card. So it's going to be still like around 5 left to pay off. But like I said, I'm making like about $100 payment because you have to make like I think $98 you have to pay as a monthly payment. So it does slowly pay them down, but obviously won't pay it all off before you get to the point where you'd have to pay off the rest. I actually was thinking about buying another 4090, one of the outlet, basically they're refurbished, but not really refurbished, but whatever you want to call it, but basically like their outlet center type stuff. It was like under $1,500. It was extremely tempting, but this just isn't a good time right now to do it. I want to see Bitcoin go up a bit. I want to see my crypto go up a bit where I feel more comfortable liquidating at that point. I just feel like we're right on the cusp. So come October, I think we're going to be in a much better position as crypto holders than we are right now. That's what I think. So we'll see what actually happens. All right, let me get back to the questions. And here, I'm done talking about this. I will go back to that. Oh, thank you, Riot ZZ, for becoming a member. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Dan said that. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, we just went over that. So like I said, it's about I figure it's about $420. It's like $80 a week in power. So if we look at 420 times 4 for 4, you know, you're looking at about a GPU a month is how much I'm making. So I just have to decide to use that money to pay off the GPU. So the formula is still working. It's definitely working. That's just for the 4090s. Well, I take that back. 13090 as well is contributing to that. But obviously the bulk of that is coming from the 4090. Ted just became a member. Thank you. And K-Bank, I think, became a member. Did somebody... hang on a second. Vinny Del Greco gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate that. So we have Riot ZZ, Easy Admin, Katana, who, by the way, was the winner of the Kaspa miner. I hope you are making good use of that Katana. Let us know how that's going. K-Bank and Ted. So congrats to you all. You do all have access to my... there is a VIP OnlyFlans channel within Misfit Mining that is only available to members, YouTube members. So check that out. It is easier access. Still tag me if you're looking for something, but I do try to respond to that quickly as best I can. Okay, hang on a second. Let me jump up back because I know I missed a few. All right. Okay, let me jump up. Wow, I was really far behind. Amplifier Gaming says, only buy gold and BTC, you're saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not saying that at all. So what you're saying is buy more hardware and keep on mining. Got it. No, what I'm saying is that evaluate your investments. Okay, evaluate your investments and see how quickly are you going to break even, because that matters, because after you break even is when you actually start making money. So I have a problem buying ASICs that have a 2-year break-even point when I could buy a 4090 that theoretically could break even in a year. But here's the difference. In 2 years, there's a good chance that ASIC's going to be a doorstop. A 4090 will not be a doorstop. It'll still be worth, I would think, at least 60%. And that's really on the downside, I think. Because you have to remember, I don't think 4090s are going to lose that much in the way of value at all. At all. Because what do you think 5090s are going to come out at? I'm guessing $2,500. They're going to be an increase, I'm thinking, of $1,000. Could be completely wrong. Obviously, if 5090s come out at the same price that 4090s are, well, yeah, then 49ers are going to lose a significant amount of their value. But again, you still are holding a greater portion of the value of the asset that you bought. So like right now, I'm halfway through. If I decided I was going to sell all my GPUs, I would have a profit. I would absolutely have a profit. I'd be able to sell all the GPUs minimum. And I'm talking, if I just want to get rid of them quickly, $1,100. My average price is about $1,700. Bought some for, on outlet sales and some obviously at full retail. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely come out ahead. I don't want to do that because I'm still making money on them. And I think that I will continue because right now there's no guarantee when those 5090s are actually going to come out. So we will have to wait and see what's going to happen there. Was the MCI fall? Frogman, I don't understand the question. Just making sure it wasn't a fail. When I think of MCI, I think of the old phone company. So I'm not sure what you're asking there. If you can clarify. All right, let's go down. 45 Drives has a Proxmox focus server too. Yeah, the Proxinator. Yeah, I just saw that. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Now, again, that's a rack mount. So this one that I was showing was not a rack mount. Most home lab users do not have a 19-inch, rack. I have looked up the Johnsbow cases. They are somewhat similar, and a hell of a lot less expensive, that's for sure. But I don't think they have an 8 one. I think they have the N5, which is 5 discs. That's one thing I liked about this one. Yeah, definitely a beast. Yeah, I'm way behind. If we're still I was talking about that, and I'm still back at that. Does that come with the motherboard? There are certain models that do come with the motherboard. So there's a fully built burnt-in model that is $1,400, and that comes with a 5500X, if I remember correctly. It comes with a 5500 GT. That's what it comes with. That's the processor. And it comes with an Aorus Pro ITX motherboard and a B550. So that's basically what it comes with. And then obviously it comes with a 500 watt flex ATX power supply. Yeah, 500 watt. So obviously the flex ATX power supplies are not, I don't think you can get one that's really that big. So that's probably not a bad deal. All right. Amplifier Gaming says, selling my KS0 Ultra for $150, spent around $400 on it, made about 350 cash, so I've profited. Nice. I'm not saying that's not possible, but would I be buying a KS0 Ultra for $150? No, especially considering they just lowered the price to $129. Now, I know that's without tariffs and stuff, but you wouldn't have tariffs there, so you just have to pay for shipping. So you're basically selling it what a current new unit would cost. What was my cop-out answer, Red Panda? I'm way behind on the chat. I think he's saying, do you only care about using it to accrue more USD in the end, aka RPM being a toxic miner? To me, yeah, it is. Yes and no. Okay, so why did I get into it in the first place? The tech. That's why I got into it. Literally, I was planning on, I did this with my kids on a lark. Both my kids were getting, my son had built a computer like a year before, but he was getting a new GPU, and I was helping build my daughter's computer. So both of them were getting, so my son bought his, I bought my daughter a 1660 Ti, an extra 1660 Ti, because she bought the first 1660 Ti. And so we both started mining just kind of for fun. It was a hobby. It was not thought that it was going to become this huge money maker or anything like that, or become what it has become. So we had some fun with it, and then a year went by, and I was like, yeah, I want to get more into this. And so I bought a 6 GPU 5700X or 5700 RX 5700 rig, and built that up, and that was right at the start of the boom for Ethereum mining, when fees started going like crazy. So then that was just build. And then obviously this thing with Vast had been around for a while. And I actually had started to, after the merge, or not even after the merge, after 1559, there was a fork where they took away all the fees, so we couldn't profit from the fees anymore. So I started looking back then, but I didn't really see anything of promise as far as making any significant money from doing compute, like renting out your computers in one way or the other. But then King got into it, saw the value, saw like how much you could make, and it took off basically from there. So I have King to blame for my 4090 addiction, and he knows that. He apologizes to me all the time. Alrighty. I thought knowledge was power. Yes, it is power. I'm not sure what, again, I'm so far behind on chat. All right, let's see. How much are 4090s making on average per card? Well, it's 420 divided by 12. And that's what it's making a week. Here, let's do this. So 420 divided by 12. Making $35 a week divided by 7. So they're making $5 a day net. That's after power. And then multiply that times 30 for a month. Making $150 a month, times that by 12. Making $1,800 a year. And that's like I said, my average price on the cards is about $1,700. So I should pay them off, or have enough money generated to pay them off in that period of time. So for me, there's just some things that have changed. But I wanted to postpone paying them off until crypto hopefully went up. And if I have to cash out with where they are right now, because things don't go up, that's fine. I can certainly do that. I mean, if I look at the total amount of the amount I invested, and I just told you like almost 4,000 just in the rig, not including the cards. Take the 12 cards. Let's say it's right around 20. So 20, that's 24. Not including other motherboards that I had bought, but let's just say an even 30. Well, what I got left is less than 12. So that's what I have left to pay off. So I'm in good shape. But when you're specifically talking about the cards and what I have balances on, yeah, I've had to pay off everything else first, because those were on shorter financing than everything else. So yeah, hopefully that clarifies it a bit. It makes it sound a heck of a lot better than what I was making it sound like, since it sounded like I was only paying off, half the 4090s. Let's see. Thoughts on GH200 624 gig of VRAM at 900 watts. Swamp 7, I don't know anything about that. I will say, from a home miner or rental, a home data center, that would probably be a huge risk. I can't even imagine how much that would cost. Yeah. So no, I haven't really looked into that. What 4090 models do you have? What is your favorite? Honestly, I'd have to probably say my favorite is actually, believe it or not, the Gigabyte. I mean, I really love the FE models. I really do love those because they look really cool. But I love function, and the Gigabyte ones are the best thermally. They're definitely better than the Asus Tough, which is the other ones I've got. I mean, I love the PNY ones just because they're like the little engine that could type of thing. You know, they're the ones that nobody thinks about as being a good card, and they're great. Thermally, they're good. Not quite as good as the Gigabyte, but they also have a smaller heatsink on them, and so they will fit better in a case, like an Octo server. So, but yeah, I don't know. I like them all, honestly. Like I said, if I had to say I liked any the least, I'd probably say the Asus Tough, and I like that card. It looks cool. But if I had to pick, that's probably the one I'd say that I like the least. Let's see. Damn it, I never win a membership. Crypto Crag with the 1234 super chat. Thank you, fine sir. I very much appreciate that. Let's see. All right, so now I'm here. Okay, so Gaming Smoky Dan says, wait for the 50 series as set to be very good. I'm gonna wait on prices to stable and reviews before buying up some. See, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can sit and wait. I'm thinking I'm still gonna buy, but like I said, I'm only gonna buy stuff if I can buy it for less than 1,500. And here, like I said, the reason why is because I anticipate a high premium for the 5090 versus the 4090. So I don't think the price of the 4090 is going to change much. Therefore, I can sell the 4090, you know, slightly less than I buy it for, maybe $200-300 discount, something like that. But you know, maybe I probably won't buy the 50. I won't be able to get 5090s to replace everything. But what I'd like to do is, if I could, and it's all going to depend on what the premium is for the 5090. But my plan, what I'd like to do is actually sell the 4090s and buy 5090s. Ideally. We'll see. We shall see. But like I said, all of this is a big if. I'd rather deal in, you know, what we know now as opposed to what may be. Because I mean, it was originally supposed to be out like in a month or two, and now they're talking about beginning of next year. What's the delay? Makes me a little concerned when you know that NVIDIA wants to sell new stuff. So there's something going on. They haven't been totally upfront. Gee, imagine that. NVIDIA not being totally upfront. Shocker. Amplify Gaming, you're the almighty wise one, Max. You know all. I do not know all. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Chump. He's like, shoot, I need to clip that. I like said, yeah, I was wrong. You were right, Chump. And it was something technical. It's obviously, it wasn't about plumbing or anything like that. Obviously, he knows way more than I do about that stuff. Second TL, are you doing any mining at the moment, or is all your power budget focused on AI? So the power budget in the house is all focused on AI. I am not crypto mining in this home at all. Right now I have two 1660 Ti's that are sitting. But what I find interesting, and I really shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it because I share on Salad. My 3060 Ti's have been like pretty much always rented. They're only making $1.80. You're not going to make you rich or anything, but it's going to be a hell of a lot better than mining. Do not share that with anybody. You heard it here. Now, of course, now I'm going to be like, damn it, why did I say that? Now I can't get rented at all on 3060 Ti's. I mean, I'm shocked because the 4070 Ti, and 3090s are hit or miss. Absolutely hit or miss. Now, I may have just like a forever job on these 3060 Ti's. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But it's nice not being at zero. The lowest I get is like 5.5 cents every 15 minutes. So like 20 cents an hour. So I'm always making something. Let's see. Frogman says folks are getting 100 to 150 for KS0 Pro on eBay. Really? I mean, I guess people don't want to deal directly. They'd rather deal directly with a person as opposed to some type of distributor, I guess. I don't know. None of that makes a lot of sense to me. I would not be buying that at all for that price. All right. Already said that. Oh, I suppose I should give Crypto Crag a blue wrench. You're right. You're right, Vinny. Crypto Crag, you are now a moderator. You have the power. Okay. Game is plugged in. When you're so far behind with chat that you read a message from last week. I'm trying to catch up, man. You guys are good tonight. What projects are you most bullish about? Dynex. I like Dynex, Flux, Neoxa, Cas, and Solana. I mean, all of them have a distinct amount of risk in them. Honestly, I would probably say I would still be most bullish about Solana. I mean, it's the most sure thing out of all of those. Next, I would say Cas. After that, I would say Flux. Probably would say Dynex after that. And then Neoxa would probably come in last. I'm really worried about Neoxa. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. Yeah. Summer Rabbit says, Northwest Repair says, Gigabyte and Nearly and Neurali all are crap. Only the MSIs have a fuse on the right place, which should be on such top model cards. That may be. I don't know. Like I said, I've found from thermal wise, the Gigabytes run cool. That's all I'm going on. And going on some reviews that have been very favorable on the Gigabyte model. Now, with that said, the white model that is now out there, the Aero, I've heard the fans are crap on those. So yeah, they did really good on the first model that came out. They kind of did a Zotac. Zotac came out with a good model. I have one of the original Zotac 3060 Ti's. It's not the best card, but it's not a bad card. And then everybody got the white ones, and the fans, they just went to a really crappy fan, so it wobbled and you had to replace the fans like every couple of months. Yeah. That's the way the Gigabyte was with the 3000 series. It was like the card not to get in the 3000 series. In the 4000 series though, I don't think they cheapened out so much. Are you buying crypto at least? What if you don't mind? Really what I'm doing is I'm mining Zealous and I'm trading it out for Litecoin. Still believe it'll come back. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Swamp7, send you an NVIDIA SMI screenshot in Discord. Let me take a look. Let's see. I'll just bring this up here and share it. What am I looking at? Oh, what? You have one? 480 gigabyte? Holy crap. That's a monster card. That's definitely a monster card. Holy cow. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's got to be fun to play around with. Like I said, maybe I'll look up the price on it, but I'm sure that is a serious investment. And you probably just can't buy one. Probably have to buy a bunch. All right, let me go back to the full screen. A sneaky review came out of a 5060 laptop GPU, it being on par, if not better than the current 4070 laptop GPU at less power draw. So fingers crossed for desktop GPUs. That'd be cool. Crypto Craig, thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Amplifier Gaming, check out the XFS Magnetic Air GPUs, hot swappable fans. Oh, I've seen that. That and shoot, what's the other one? It wasn't XFX. It was, shoot, I can't think of the 5700s I had. Drawn a complete blank. Anyway, there was another one that had a really easy replacement fan as well. Son of a Ravage, thermal wise, they are all great because the cooler was designed for 600 watts, but the card ended up being max 450 due to changed memory. This is why even the FV is cool and quiet. Well, that's true, but I'm talking about in comparison to one another, that the Gigabyte runs cooler than the other cards that are out there. Like I said, they all run cool. They all run good. I mean, that's why I don't have any problem running them in the basement with it being 95 degrees down there. So otherwise I would have a lot of problems if they were 3000 series in the basement. And I caught up. Oh man, I'm up to number 12. Ugh, Gaming with Smokey Dan. I was doing so well. Although, you average it out. I was at 6 in the first half hour, so yeah, that's not so bad. That means in like the last hour. Last hour I only did 6. Wow, that's amazing. Well, I went a heck of a lot longer. Let me see. There was probably some other things I wanted to cover. Let me see here. What else? Well, I know I showed that. Oh, this one. Let me go back. So we're going to go over some news I forgot to cover. So, SEC's case against Kraken will proceed to trial. But it's not all bad news. Kraken was saying that the judge said, let's see if I can find it in here. It was towards the bottom, which I was like, come on, it's a major point. Let's see. Anyway, bottom line is they're saying that they still could be investment contracts, but they are saying that everything that Kraken is selling is not a security. Not a security. So that's a good thing. But as they put it, they're like, just because what you're selling is not a security doesn't mean that what you're selling doesn't constitute an investment contract. So that's what they're going to be going through. So we'll see what happens with that. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see. I went through that. That's what I'm on. Went over that. Oh, this one was interesting as well. So do you remember the SEC guy that resigned, David Hirsch? Well, he found a landing spot. He was the former head of the Securities and Exchange Commission's Crypto Assets and Cyber Unit, and he has joined McGuire Woods as a partner. As all people that are in prominent positions in government, when they go private, that's their payday. So he's getting his payday. And how is he getting that payday? He is advising clients about how to basically navigate the SEC's guidelines. So he is in a very unique position since he ran that department. He's in a very unique position to be able to guide people on that. Again, Hirsch's appointment follows his announcement in June that he would be leaving the SEC. And he'd been leading that department since 2022. He played a leading role establishing the agency's approach to enforcing registration obligations for a variety of crypto asset activities. So you got the guy that set up the framework of what the SEC is currently doing. And now he's on the outside being able to tell everybody else how to get through the maze without getting sued. Pretty unique position for him to be in. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I was wondering where he was going to land. I just saw that. I already went over that. Oh, yes. And then Telegram founder Pavel Durov was arrested. Now, there isn't a lot of specific detail, but from what I have been reading, he was arrested because he refuses to censor his platform. So if there is illicit activity on his platform, he is not censoring it, is my understanding of what the French government is saying, and that's why they've arrested him as part of an investigation. So we'll have to see kind of where this goes. You know, obviously Telegram is kind of like the wild, wild west. Everybody knows that you have privacy, and yeah, you can post things without much concern of other people being able to see it. Well, the governments don't like that very much. They want to be able to see if somebody is doing something nefarious. So they are accusing him of basically accomplice of all of these crimes that occur on the platform that he founded. So that's my understanding. If anybody has any different understanding, put it in the chat if you would. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So this is going to be a test of, you know, censorship versus non-censorship. Now, again, you have bad people in the world that say, well, I don't want anybody knowing about my stuff, so I'm going to go over to Telegram because I can. Yeah, this is like, you know, everybody wants to have their privacy and all, but we don't catch nasty people unless. So you see, anyway. All right, enough of that. Let's see here. I brought up a lot of screenshots, Amplifier Gaming. Are you talking about the like the CMD? It was NV Top. I was looking at temps. In fact, thank you. I will actually bring that back up. Let's see where we're at temp wise. Still hovering between 75 and 76. It was it now it's at 75. Now it's at 76. So yeah. Yeah, I may kick this up to 90. Let's see if the wife complains. Where is that tab? I thought I brought it up here. Maybe, yeah. I thought I had it up here. I'll do that. I'll do that afterwards. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let me see what else. Was there anything else? I think. Oh, that's what I was looking for. All right, let me change the speed on the fans again. And go to settings. Come on. Come on. It's a slow, it's only like 100 meg on that particular port. Not that it shouldn't need to be anything more than that, but I have seen it lag a little bit. So we are going to make this 90 and it's going to scream. All right. Curious if she comes in and says, the fans are kind of loud. We'll see. All right, heading back down more in the chat. Amplifier Gaming, what's up with Pigeon Project? Isn't that private messaging? Yeah, I mean, remember, it's kind of like a Twitter type project, I thought, but yeah, some type of messaging. I have not gotten into that project. I know that it's near and dear to Retro Mike's heart. That is for sure. Came in with Smokey Dan. I have no idea why your fans ramped up. Maybe I should go check to see if mine ramped up. No, Sunflower Mama is not in chat today. She's had a rough couple weeks. She's fine. She's fine. But she needs a couple of days of not having to do anything. She made a wonderful dinner tonight. I will say that, which was wonderful. But yeah. Big facts. Alrighty. If you guys do not have any additional questions, I think I'm going to call it a night. That was a long stream for me. That's almost 2 hours. And Iowa's not here. Let me see if Iowa's going live. He's been going live sometimes at 10 o'clock. So let me check YouTube. See if he has scheduled a live stream. Do not see anything. Nope. The only one I see is Lark Davis, and I would, you know, send everybody over there automatically, but we're not friends on Facebook, so it won't let me do that. So, but yeah, Lark Davis is every night, always has something good. Although this one doesn't look like it's quite as like last night. It looked, the title was much more, I don't want to say clickbaity, but I mean, there was a lot more excitement. Yeah, today kind of just as far as the markets went. So we'll see where things go the rest of the week, though. Iowa Mining. I'm not Facebook official, Max. What does Facebook have to do with anything? I was just looking to see if you were going live. That's all. Retro Mike, damn, I thought Max was friends with everyone on Facebook. No, you guys, no, I'm not friends with any of you on Facebook. None of you. It's Twitter. I'm friends with people. Oh, I said Facebook. Oh, oops. I didn't realize I said Facebook. I meant go live on YouTube. Oh, I said I wasn't friends with Lark on Facebook. No, I meant friends with Lark on YouTube. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. Alrighty, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys all being here as always. Hope you guys found it enjoyable. If you are new here, and I did see people even become members tonight, I appreciate that. And I definitely appreciate the memberships that Vinny Del Greco gifted people, as well as the super chat that I got from Crypto Craig. Very much appreciated. See how that works? If you super chat me enough, I'll just make you a mod. No, not how it works. Not how it works. Crypto and Craig and I met in real life, and very good guy, very knowledgeable as well. But so anyway, sorry, back to that. If you're new here, love it if you could become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, give me feedback. If you like the stream, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the stream, give me a thumbs down. And put in the comments what you would like to see different. What do you want to hear about on my live streams? And if I ever get around to making content, what are you looking for when it comes to content? Let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. Have a good night. Appreciate you guys all for showing up. Don't forget, tomorrow night, TerraHash Tuesday. At whatever time they decide to go live, they're always different. And Wednesday is Wired Wednesdays with GPU risers and GPU cables, Dave and Mike. And then Hawk usually goes live on Thursday by himself. And then keep your eye out for random Panda live streams. Keep your eye out for those. It's got some giveaways coming, I think. So, alrighty, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You guys all have a great night. The General is out. Good night, everybody.